Have you ever wondered how to quilt using the Baby Lock Crown Jewel 2 and the Momentum frame? Actually quilt a quilt. Well, now, since I've shown you how to load the quilt onto the Momentum frame, I'm going to show you actually how to quilt the quilt. We are finally finished quilting. I want you to look at this. This is the double swirl pattern on the Baby Lock Crown Jewel 2 a long arm quilting machine and using the Momentum frame. But just look at this and look at the back. This backing is a minky backing. The quilt is from Christina Boss and she lives up in Michigan, but it just turned out so pretty. So now we're going to actually cut the quilt off, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I did go ahead and use the quilt holders because this part was just sagging just a little bit and I wanted to kind of make sure it had the tension just perfect. So I'm going to remove those, dangle them down. I'm going to untighten the tension for the top, for the backing rail right here. I'm going to turn this, and this is the take-up rail, so I'm going to loosen the tension. I'm going to take this and completely make sure that the quilt is done. And I'm going to kind of check. It looks wonderful. All right, so now, as I do this, what I like to do, let me move this machine out of the way. Okay, I like to go ahead and cut this backing away and cut all of this out while it's still on the machine because it's so easy. I don't want to have too much tension right here because I don't want to make sure, I don't want the backing to be smaller than the quilt itself. But I'm just going to hold it, and I'm not sure what you can see, but I'm going to just start cutting, and I'm going to make sure that I'm cutting right here at the edge of the quilt, right there. So I'll just kind of bring it up so you can see, and I'll just start cutting. And it's so easy to do it this way. See, now it's nice and neat. You've got a neat finish and you don't have to worry about anything at all. So we're going to just cut this. And we're going to go all the way to the opposite end. And Christina's going to have this in the mail. She has another one that I'm going to quilt for her, and then I'm going to send it in the mail to her. And you don't have to worry about the strands because this little part right here is going to be thrown away. Now, whenever I get to the end, I want to make sure especially that my backing is not being pulled at all. So I kind of just raise it up very carefully. And I might have to trim away that. And then I'm going to continue cutting to the end. Okay, with this part that's left, all I do is I just take it off, I unpin it, I fold it, and I send it back. And now, I'm going to wrap this around, pull it forward, and kind of angle it just like this. And I'm going to cut it just a little bit at a time. And I'm making sure that it's even with the sides. Just like this. And when I get to a certain point, then I'm going to cut the other side. Okay? So I've gotten about right there, and you can see how nice and pretty that is and how the back looks. Oh, it's so pretty. I think she'll love this. So now we're going to go to the other side. And we're going to cut about the same from there, and then we're just going to advance it and keep on cutting until it's all the way through. So, okay, that's all we're going to do, and then we're going to keep on cutting until we're all the way through, and so I'll come back as soon as I'm finished cutting all the way to the top. Okay. All right, so I've almost finished cutting the quilt off. I'm going to continue cutting. Notice that you don't want to cut through your pins. So I'm going to finish this right up here. Don't cut your leaders either. That would be disastrous. And then I just pin that, unpin it. I'm going to put it to the side. And normally I put my pins up immediately. But now let's go to the other side. And we're going to finish cutting it. My pins are here, so I'm okay. I'm just going to cut it up, straight up without, and I'm raising my scissors up so I'm not cutting my leaders. Right there. Now, I'm going to take this, remember how this is my straight line. I'm going to just pull that straight out. Pull this straight out. And I'm going to put it to the side, because that's trash. And the next thing I do is I'm going to undo all of these, all my pins. And as soon as I undo my pins, then I'm going to cut off the rest of it. Okay, and the last little bit to cut off is just this one edge that was pinned on the top of this leader. And I can either put it on the table to finish cutting it, or I can cut it right here and kind of angle it. It does not matter because it just cuts very nice and smooth. Just like that. And then I'm done. What I do is, after I'm doing all this, then I measure the quilt lengthwise and widthwise, take a picture of it, and then I send it to whoever it needs to go to. And that's the end of the story. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channels, and hit that bell so that you'll be notified of the next video.